Hi guys, Alex here, this is the Financial Pickle, and today we're discussing a couple of recent insider trading cases in cryptocurrencies. We'll figure out why it's such a big deal right now. Let's dig in. Now quickly, what is insider trading? It's basically acting on information which is not available anywhere else for other people for your personal gain. For example, if I'm a CEO of a company and I know that we're about to be bought by some other bigger company, this will obviously push our shares upwards. And if I know this information, I can go and buy the shares while they're low. As soon as I announce that we are being sold, our shares will go up and I will make a quick profit. This means that I'm acting on information which is not publicly available, and therefore it is unethical and illegal because I have information nobody else does. Thus, when I get caught, I will be fined a large sum of money, and I also might spend some time in jail along with that. So not a very good place to be in. So the first case we're looking at is the Starcatchers NFT project, and it is very important but wasn't talked about much in the news. The lead artist, which is called Butrek, was shown to act on insider information. So what happened? Basically, he was the lead artist, he was creating the NFTs, and he knew which ones were the rarest. Not surprisingly, I think you know where this is going. So at some point before the reveal of an NFT, a given NFT number 1755 was bought at 1.5 Ethereum at the time, when the floor price was 0.8. Suspicious, but you know, it happens quite often as you start to read about it. It happens. But then, after the reveal, it turned out to be the rarest NFT in this whole collection and was sold immediately for 30 Ethereum. Fair enough, you can say somebody got lucky, but then you look at the wallet that did the transaction and it never bought a single NFT beforehand. Now that is very suspicious, that almost a brand new wallet out of nowhere buys an NFT with a floor price 0.8 and it buys it for 1.5 and sells it at 30, which is also the rarest NFT in the collection. The same wallet was shown to buy another 3 NFTs in the same collection, on average for the price of 1 Ethereum, and then selling it for a profit, some for 10 NFTs, Ethereums, some for 3, some for 4. So very good profit. Again, quite suspicious. One user got very suspicious. His name is Meta Mehdi. He's at over here, you can check him out on Twitter, followed through the money and found out that the wallet received multiple deposits from the co-founder and the main artist, Butrek's wallet. Not surprising. So why is this such a big deal? Well, because this money, so for example, if somebody bought this NFT at 0.8 Ethereum and then sold it for 30, that's a person in the world that believed in this project, got lucky and bought himself a very rare NFT that sold for a great amount of money. He made himself a profit. That is a user of the cryptocurrency, the user of the blockchain, and the believer in Web3 that bought this product, not the founder who knew it was rare and knew he's going to flip it for a quick profit. Hence, it comes back to the trust, because if you can trust the project, how on earth can you believe in any NFT project if you think that anyone in the company who deals with this project could know what is the rarest NFT, buys it quickly and sells it for a profit, depriving its users and believers of the project from the potential income and profit for their hence belief in the projects to begin with. Let's not focus just on NFTs, because this type of insider trading happens everywhere in cryptocurrency world, in blockchain, but also in the real world. So let's not put all the bullshit on cryptocurrencies, because they didn't invent this shit. This was happening way forever, literally forever. Insider trading was happening and nothing you can really do about it. So let's look at case number 2. In this case, somebody bought 2 tokens, UP, which is a token that powers Protocol, which is a platform for collecting and monetizing data about pets, which is great because I have a Frenchie. She's sleeping on the couch actually. And another one called Aventus, AVT, which is Ethereum scaling solution. You don't give a shit. Neither do I, let's be honest. So 2 tokens, UPI and AVT, were purchased. Not a crime, obviously. However, what is interesting here is that somebody opened the wallet, out of nowhere, a brand new wallet, deposited $336,000 in Tether, and then used it to buy those two tokens only. Shortly after, literally like a day or two later, these tokens were officially listed on Coinbase platform, and their prices shot up into upstairs. And this person sold it, obviously, and made some good profits. What profits are we talking about here? Well, AVT, which is Aventus, didn't make much, but UPI went up 63%, and the person managed to net a profit, mind you, of over 730,000 US dollars. What's interesting here is what Coinbase said about it. And I quote, "Coinbase restricts all employees from trading the tokens it is considering for listing to make sure no one at Coinbase is front-running assets, even if they don't work on our asset listing team." How the fuck are you actually going to implement that? When they say Coinbase restricts, well, you're not really restricting anyone, because what stops me if I'm working in Coinbase going over to my friend's house and be like, "Mate, open an account, will you, and buy some of those tokens, because they're gonna show up through the stratosphere as soon as we list them." Well, I'll tell you, nothing, because that's how it works. Because if you're not an idiot, you will go and ask someone to do it, you're not gonna do it yourself. So that's the problem here in the first place with Coinbase, is that they will devolve information. I actually have an interesting story about insider trading in real time as well. A friend of mine told me that they were once in the bar chilling out with just some friends, and two groups of people, you know, them and some girls at the next table, they started talking, mingling, whatever. And one of the ladies turned out to be a merger and acquisitions assistant, especially some bullshit like this. And she was saying they had a bit of to drink, and she was like, "Look, there's a company A buying company B, their stocks will probably go up. I didn't tell you that, but if you want to throw in like a cool 10 grand, go for it, you'll probably make some profit out of it." So here is an example of insider trading. Again, I didn't act on this information, I didn't know it. It's a story that was told to me by a friend, and hence the situation. That's kind of how it works. So you kind of meet people, they kind of tell you things. Can you prove anything? Pretty much no. So you can imagine how much of insider trading actually happens in the real world, especially by, oh goddamn, in America you have the bloody politicians who are, before the pandemic, there was a massive scandal about them investing or shorting stocks which will definitely drop, or buying stocks that will definitely go up as soon as they will announce the COVID restrictions and stuff. So there you go, a plain example. Third case, and we're getting back to NFTs, and it is the big players. OpenSea, I think you know where this is going. Nathaniel Chastain, who were front-running the NFTs on the platform. So OpenSea is the platform where you can buy NFTs, obviously, like you didn't know that. And there's somebody, a person who selects what products go on the front page. And Nathaniel was the product manager who was in charge of it, who knew what was going up on that front page, and he knew that the value will go up. So before he lists something on the front page, he would buy the assets, then he lists them, and then he sells them for a profit shortly afterwards. And not surprisingly, this blew up in his face. The disappointing part is how much money he took, which was like $67,000 at the time, which was 19 Ethereum. The guy's salary, product manager, I think is like somewhere around $100K, probably more, so maybe 100, 150, something in that region. So he literally jeopardized all of his reputation, all of the money, to, you know, threaten to go to jail, pay a massive fine, and he was released on bail for 100 grand. This motherfucker made only $67,000 in that time. So you literally shot yourself in both knees, and for what? For like $67,000, $100,000? That doesn't make any sense. It would if you were making only $20,000 a year and you're, I don't know, 50 years old. Fair enough, then it. But like, come on. Very, very disappointing that people don't know how to steal money properly. The other problem that you have to consider when you're stealing money from blockchains, that's cryptocurrencies, NFTs, whatever you want, it's blockchain. Everything is recorded. If you have the wallet number, you know all the transaction that ever went in or went out from it. So it begs the question of how do you think you can steal money in a super transparent system? That makes no sense. You can route it around all you want through 1,000 accounts, but everything is recorded. So any person with enough time on their hands can just just go through, it's like, oh, money went from this account to this one, 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 and it's back in your account. So in the end of the day, not really the cleverest way of stealing money, unless you can cash out it in actual cash, because then you can't really trace it. But without it, you know, it's not really happening. But I have heard of people that do cash out cryptocurrencies at, I think, about 10%. It's actually very popular with Russians at the moment because sanctions. Well, you shouldn't invade another country anyway. And yeah, they're trying to, all the rich Russians trying to get the money out of the country, obviously, before they go to prison, because Russia will need money. Anyway, and they're cashing out through cryptocurrencies. So they pay 10% to put their money into cryptocurrencies and transfer them outside of the country, and they pay 10% on cashing out in cash. And I've known people, I've heard about people doing this at, you know, the scale of tens of millions of dollars. So yeah, there you go. There is a way if there's a will. Now, to be fair, we looked at cryptocurrencies and we can see that insider trading can be everywhere. The thing is that you need to remember there is no such thing as insider trading in cryptocurrencies, although it is very difficult to call it insider trading, because for insider trading to take place, it means that you are defrauding the shareholders of the company. The thing is that there are no shareholders in cryptocurrencies. There are just people that made it and people that get fucked. I'm kidding, it's not that bad. But in reality, in legal terms, there's no shareholders, and therefore you can't really call it insider trading. And that's why the Chastain case was so important, because it was the first case to officially be called insider trading, being charged, and hopefully they will succeed in nailing this guy down. So it's a very important step in the law enforcement in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space. Now, to be fair, let's have a look at one more example, shall we, of insider trading, but from a different perspective. I'll tell you that it can happen on many levels. It's not really just the CEOs, the directors, the politicians and other people. It's even plain software engineers. Example, a company called Twilio Inc. So what happened there, a couple of software engineers had access to databases and they saw that the user numbers were growing and a lot of things were happening in a positive direction. And before the quarterly announcement of the company, which was set for May 6, 2020, so it was 2 years ago, they decided to tell their friends and family to buy some shares of the company because they knew they will go up, and they made a cumulative $1 million profit from this insider information. So the key here is that even the software engineers with access to databases that indirectly hint at that the company will do better, and they use that information to buy stocks and profit from it, they will be charged, and they were charged. So the key here is how not to get caught. Well, first of all, don't write anything on the standard chats, WhatsApp messages, Telegrams, even on Signal, or keep everything, you know, nice and secure, ideally over the phone, over a secure line, to make sure that nothing is recorded, and definitely not in a group chat or emails. For fuck's sake, don't write emails about insider trading. Duh. Anyway, so I'm not teaching you how to do insider trading. How would I know? I don't know anything. You can Google it. Anyway, keep in mind that it can happen to everyone and anyone. So be careful on basis of what information you are making the decisions, because if somebody comes to you and says some insider information and you act on it, you might be liable to go to prison or be fined severely for using that information to profit. This has been it. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let me know in the comment section below what you like, what you didn't like, and maybe your favorite scheme for insider trading, or how to get money out in cash. Maybe. Let's see what you come up with. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.
We gotta make them right. Chillin' with mine. We triple up, they on the double up. Triple dub. Came from the basement, we only going up. They loving us. Up in the booth, I'm getting dizzy, but they the cup is up. Toast to my people that's on the come up, and you live with us.